Welcome back to another video. Today's video is a bit different. I kind of been thinking that I kind of need to explain what my plan is with the allotment and where it's like kind of started from, what it is like when I got it, what I'm planning on growing this year, and blah blah blah. I don't want to like ravel on for ages, so just gonna keep it not short but like pretty plain Jane. Like, this is my first year in growing at an allotment, and everything is just self-taught. I'm not someone you come to for advice. I'm learning as I'm going, but I thought it'd be quite cool to like video it and just put it on YouTube, and yeah, that's where we are so far. Obviously I've posted one video already of me clearing some stuff, but before obviously that video I got the allotment back in July 25, and it was looked after very well. The old chap that used to have it, I'm not going to go into too much detail, but he used to have it. He left the shed, he left all the tools in the shed, and it was in good nick, but the old boy had a hip operation and he basically couldn't look after it properly anymore. So Muggins here comes along and takes it on. I got it in, let's say, July, end of July, and it was kind of the wrong time of year to start something. So I took the gamble and planted some spuds, and I did the spuds, and I wasn't sure how I was going to do them. No dig, whatever you wanted to do. So I chose, I think I did both, if I remember rightly. I did both, just to see what happens. Planned to do it for Christmas spuds and save seed for next year, or this year now. So that was that. That was anything I already planted. I decided to cover it all in black plastic. I wasn't sure what I was doing, and I needed to plan it properly. October come along, I've decided I want to grow onions and garlic over winter into spring, and so that's what we did. I took the gamble of building one no dig bed. So everything I do on here now is no dig, and I try to keep literally as little as possible into digging. Obviously I've planted the fruit trees, you know, it is what it is, I have to dig them. I'm someone that needs to plan it. I can't just wing it. I need to have notes, I need to have a paper with everything drawn on. My phone notes is just crazy. So yeah, I've kind of just gone mad with it, but in all that madness I kind of dial it down at the end of it and basically come up with a really good plan, I feel, in my eyes, with what I want to grow this year, how much I want to grow this year, and basically what my goal is. The goal is to grow as much food as possible that we eat. Plan is all in this book. It's only 2 pages, but it's just basically a bird's eye view of the allotment. Kind of end goal for this year is to grow 100 kilos of food, and I think it's achievable because obviously I've got 3 different types of potatoes, 4 different varieties of tomatoes, peppers, chilies. There's just endless like heavy crops as well, like swede, there's what do you call it, get there in a minute, butternut squash, that's the one. Yeah, there's loads of heavy stuff, so I think it's achievable, but I don't want to like bulk it out with the heavy stuff. For me, timing is quite strict. Having a young family, working Monday to Friday, Monday to Saturday, and just basically this kind of thing needs time. So it is manageable, it's just how much you want to put into it will be how much you get out of it, in my eyes. I know I'm rambling on, the conversation's going from left to right, centre, whatever, that's just how I am, can't really change that. So try and keep up. How have I planned the allotment? So the allotment is, I think it's 25 metres by 4 metres wide. So the 4 metres wide is nice and easy the whole way down. The growing space is, again, quite easy to separate because when I first got it, it had raised beds in the middle and then 2 big sections of growing area. What I've done is I've just basically went left to right to maximise space, and I've got 4 metre wide beds, 4 metre long beds with and they're 1.2 metres wide. They're all exactly the same size, and every bed in between has a path of 40 centimetres. So typical no dig style, and then obviously that path's wood chip. And in the middle, we've obviously got the polytunnel, as you've seen, and then next to that, as you've seen as well, is a raised bed, that's roughly, I think it's 2.4 by 1.2. One of the first jobs I did when I got this plot was I built 3 compost bays, because my thought was I want to try and make as much compost as I can to basically buy as little as I can. And then what I did to fill it was, because obviously I didn't have nothing on the plot growing, I outsourced. So I found a local pub near me. I went to like various coffee shops, got grass cuttings from people I know, that kind of situation. And then before I knew it, I had 2 full compost bins. I thought that was enough. That wasn't enough. The plot also had Dalek style bins, so I filled them up as well. Some of it was left on the plot, and it was quite weedy, I found out by experimenting in one of the old raised beds with that compost. So we sacked that off, got rid of them, built the place on the way. So obviously all the beds are built and we're kind of ready for the season. All that's left to do now this year is to hoop the beds. The good thing about the way I've done it is the hoops can be quite regimented, and to me, if they're all the same height, it'll just look a lot nicer. So let's talk about this book. This book, bear with me, it's not going to be like massively like in depth. I'm just going to show you what I've got planned where. As for like what seeds I'm growing, I'm not going into that. I'm just going to tell you what I'm growing. So bed 1 is Brussels, kaleets, purple sprout and broccoli. Easy. Bed 2 is red cabbage, white cabbage and kale. Bed 3 is broccoli, cauliflower and Savoy. Bed 4 is my legumes or legumes bed, whatever you want to call them, is peas, mange tous, French beans, runner beans. Polytunnel is going to be basically growing the stuff that needs to go in there and it does better in there. So tomatoes, peppers, chilies, cucumbers. I'm going to grow some basil in there as well. The courgettes has moved to the raised bed on the right, basically because just to maximise space. The raised bed's going to be like a kitchen garden, so stuff that's quite quick harvesting, so radish, your lettuce. It's going to have some herbs in it. I do plan to build like an archway between the polytunnel and the raised bed, and I was planning on growing like some purple beans over it, or just building an arch there and then deciding later what I want to grow over it. Bed 5 at the moment is the onions and garlic bed. That is obviously due to be harvested in June, and then something else is going to go in, which I'll show you that in a sec. That's the next phase. Bed 6 is carrots, beetroot and parsnips with spring onions planted in between. 7 is sweet corn and I lost it again, the word, butternut squash. The idea is to one end plant a grid of sweet corn, and then the other end plant a couple of squash plants and pumpkin plants, because I thought about doing pumpkins for the kids for Halloween, and then trail them across the bed and then let them kind of just go around the base of the sweet corn plants. Bed 8 is the strawberries and solely strawberries. As for flowers, obviously I've got 2 red hot pokers on the plot already. I've got a dahlia, I'm not sure if it's going to come back this year. Got cone flower already I planted, and I've already started this year borage and lupins. Lupins are probably my favourite plant and have been since I've kind of got into gardening. Between lupins and iris, they're kind of my favourite perennial plants. As for other flowers around the plot, there's going to be cosmos, there's going to be some sunflowers, there's going to be some nasturtiums, the alliums and obviously the bulbs. As for when the harvests are done, we're going to move on to a second phase, I suppose you want to call it. Bed 1's the same, bed 2's the same, bed 3 becomes leeks and swede for the winter. Bed 4 will have a second harvest of French beans because I'm going to succession them. I'm going to plant some spinach. Bed 5, after the garlic and onions is done, it's going to be spring cauliflowers and spring cabbages. Bed 6, there'll be succession planting of carrots and beetroot. And then 7 and 8 just stay the same. Strawberries will just come back hopefully next year. And I think that's kind of it. that is literally this year's plan. Oh, and potatoes, forgot potatoes. Potatoes I'm going to grow in tubs. I've found some really big tubs. There's some tubs left in the shed here. I should have enough to do all of my potatoes in tubs, which that's the plan. If not, I should just try and get some more tubs. Hopefully I didn't ravel on too much. Hopefully you kind of kept up. Hopefully you stay around and watch the year as it progresses. In a bit.